So today we're talking about Rob's little thingy.
Yeah, I brought my little thingy out for everybody to see.
Yeah, and this is a good fish catch and fly. It's for some reason the fish just like to put it in their mouth.
Yeah, especially this winter during the midge hatch, it's been working really good. Had a lot of action, a lot of business with my little thingy.
Yeah, and I think what's kind of surprising with a little thingy like this is because as it's just so small.
Right. Yeah. Size 18 is what you see here. I'll go down to about a size 20. I usually haven't had a need to go too much smaller than that. I mean, that's a pretty small little thingy.
Yeah, but as it gets colder, your thingy needs to go small. I mean, it gets smaller too.
Yeah, a lot of times it does. Yeah.
And I think that with the little thingy, you kind of got to put a little bit of action into it sometimes.
Yeah, and the grizzly hackle helps with that. A grizzly hackle does two things for you. Number one, it's just an easier feather to tie on such a small thingy. Attaches to the shaft really well.
Yeah, it's easy to wrap around the shaft. Although you kind of have some problems with this.
I do. Yeah. It slips out of my hands one or two times. Slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the grizzly hackle, the good thing about it is that it adds life to
an otherwise lifeless little thingy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no trout is going to want to put your little thingy in their mouth unless it looks alive, like it's going to give them something.
Yeah, it has to be enticing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think at the very end, your little thingy is relatively enticing.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah. And the way you fish this is you kind of skate it along a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, a lot of times I just let my little thingy kind of hang there, dead in the water, a good dead drift. But a lot of times I'll actually drag my little thingy around, and that really that seems to work a lot of times, particularly in the throes of a midge hatch.
Yeah, and that kind of helps out the trout a little bit because when they're cold and they don't want to move a little bit, you put your little thingy like right on their nose and they'll just suck it right up.
Right, yeah, absolutely. This is our second ingredient, and it's a 2-ingredient fly. Pretty simple.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that you have to do to get a good thingy going.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's a couple of ingredients.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Now this is kind of the key part of tying this fly, right?
Yeah, you don't want your little thingy to just fall apart the first time you whip it out and use it. You want to be able to, keep your little thingy out, and you want your little thingy to make it through the mouths of a lot of trout.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it to fall apart prematurely.
Right, exactly. So wrapping the peacock curl around the thread like that gives it just a little bit. It gives your little thingy a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, well, and some body too.
Yeah,
it kind of fills it out a little bit, pumps
yeah.
it up.
And I also stop wrapping the shaft a little further down from the head, and that allows me to whip finish at the end there without getting a big jumbled mess.
Yeah, and there we are. We're almost to completion with the little thingy here.
I'm catching the peacock curl in the loop there, which is kind of key at the end.
Yep. And you got to watch out when you nip the tip of the feather. You don't want to cut too much off.
Yeah.
And here we are. Rob's little thingy spinning around for you to get a good look at it.
Yeah. I'm spent. I gotta get a cigarette.
Nice.